Ah, hey everybody, Paul Brooks here again. Happy Friday the 13th. Welcome to another episode of tonight's double feature. And needless to say, obviously, it's time to talk about two entries in the Friday the 13th series, which is very extensive, but I have picked my two personal favorite films in the franchise. So, let's get started. Oh, by the way, I'm drinking it's called a Space Bloody Orange. I thought that this would be appropriate, and you'll find out why. But first, let's start with something that is maybe a little controversial. The first film tonight is Jason Goes to Hell. Don't freak out. Don't freak out on me. I know that there's probably some people out there who might say, Paul, that's a bad movie. That's not one of the best entries in the Friday the 13th series. And you're correct. Yeah, you're right. But these are my personal favorites, okay? You have to understand that as a Christian boy growing up, I mean, this came out in 1993 when I was starting to sort of like question a few things. So the idea of Jason Voorhees going to hell was very intriguing to me. Unfortunately, I rewatched this the other day, and it's not one of my favorites anymore. So there you go. I'm conceding that this is not good. But I wanted to call the video Friday Faves because it is Friday the 13th, and I bought this DVD at the Fry's in Burbank, California for literally 25 cents. I'm very proud of that, actually. I got this movie for 25 cents. Sometimes you go into Fry's and they have some deals, I'm telling you. Not that you can anymore because everything's closed. But this movie came out in 1993, and this was, I guess, Sean Cunningham's big return to the franchise. He did the first film. I don't know how many of the movies he was involved with exactly. I am not a huge Friday the 13th fan. I'll just put it out there. Full transparency. It's never been, I've never been huge on it. Like the movies, seen all the movies. Just in terms of horror stuff, just in terms of sort of like the sort of thing that I like usually, it's not ever going to be at the top of my list. And that's okay. But this movie right here was his return to the franchise. He produced this. It was directed by Adam Marcus. And it's Jason going to hell, you know? I mean, it's not. It's kind of false advertising in a way. He does eventually, but at the end, at the very end. Spoiler, I mean, this did come out, a very long time ago. But it's all about Jason's sort of like, basically, a lot of it has to do with his family line. Like, the whole thing in it is that only a Voorhees can kill a Voorhees, which doesn't make any sense at all. Like, there's no rational explanation for that. And I think a lot of people knock this movie because there's not a lot of Jason in it, in the sense of what we're used to with the traditional Jason, because he does this thing in this movie where he body hops a lot. He, his like his soul or his essence is in different people's bodies. And so it's a lot of it's like technically him, but it doesn't look like him, and I think a lot of people didn't like that, and I understand why. But it's worth a watch if you've never seen it. It's not terrible by any means, but when I rewatched this the other night, I'm like, oh, this didn't age great. I will say, if you can see on the cover here, the little tagline at the bottom that says, "This has the most incredible ending we've ever seen, Fangoria." I will say that the ending is pretty great, because stop watching if you don't want to hear this for whatever reason, but this is where Jason does go to hell. You see his mask, like his head and his mask, like falling like into the dirt. You know, he's like going underground. And then at the very end of the movie, Freddy's hand comes up and like pulls him all the way down, which sets up, of course, Freddy versus Jason, which should probably be in this video if I'm being honest, but I don't have it. Okay, this is one of the movies I had, and we're going with it. We're doing it. I got some special features on this DVD back here. Some all access stuff. Oh, actually, I did watch this. This was cool. There's TV version alternate scenes. So stuff that was in like the televised version of this, which I don't know how you can really do that with a Friday the 13th movie. But so if you, well, you can't go to Fry's anymore. If you somehow find this for $0.25, like I did, pick it up. It's worth checking out. Jason Goes to Hell. And also, by the way, you'll notice that they had to stop using Friday the 13th because they didn't have the rights to it at this point. Or Paramount made a deal with New Line, I guess, to do Jason movies, but they couldn't use Friday the 13th. I don't know. But there is our first movie, and moving on to our second movie. This Space Bloody Orange has actually grown on me a little bit. It's a craft cider. It's vegan and gluten-free, which I have been trying to do as of late because, well, I'm gonna be in a movie, and I'm trying to watch my figure. So if you want to watch your figure, hey, if you want to drop a few pounds, seriously, if you want an easy way to drop a few pounds, go gluten-free. You don't even have to go vegan. I still eat chicken and, you know, meat, but if you go gluten-free, you will watch the pounds melt off of you. It's not easy to find gluten-free stuff at the store all the time, but if you can find it, that is a good way to do it. Going off on a tangent here, I apologize. Let's get into the second film of the night. Have you figured it out yet? You should. You should have figured out what the second movie is. It's Jason X. Come on. I cannot tell you how much I love this movie. And maybe that's a little bit controversial too. I don't care. The other one you can rag on all you want to, but Jason X is the shit, okay? This movie came out after Jason Goes to Hell. Again, no Friday the 13th in the title. But this movie came out in 2002 in America. So 9 years. There was a 9-year gap in between Jason movies. And this thing, look, at some point, if you have a horror franchise and it's been going on long enough, at some point you're going to have to go to space. Them's the rules. Okay? Critters 4, Critters in Space, Hellraiser 4, Bloodline in space. Great movie, by the way. I got it back here somewhere. What else? Freddy never went to space. Freddy, when they do a Nightmare on Elm Street reboot, they should just start it in space. No explanation. But what else? There's more. I know that there's. Hey, if you know of a movie franchise that eventually goes to space, leave a comment down below. I think Thanksgiving 3 is partially in space. So, but Jason X does indeed take place in space. And I'm telling you, there's some really, really fun stuff going on in this thing. If you haven't seen it, or if you haven't seen it recently, pop this bad boy on. I have the DVD. I think it's streaming on HBO Max as of the time of this recording. No disc in here because I just watched it. And let me tell you, this thing slaps. The interesting thing about Jason X is that there are so many characters in it. And to me, just having rewatched it, I felt like it could have been a full freaking TV series. I'm serious. There's so many characters in it, and the crew is well put together. It almost feels like, at the same time that this came out, like a sort of, Babylon 5 or Andromeda or something like that. A very fleshed out crew. And I'm thinking to myself, I know that these people are going to die. And I would kind of like to see, like a whole series based on this. It's never going to happen. It didn't happen. What are you going to do? But real quick, the plot is basically Jason gets cryogenically frozen after the government has been trying to do testing on him. He gets frozen in this cryostasis chamber. One of the girls on the team, one of the women on the team gets stuck in it as well. So she gets frozen. They wake up like 500 years in the future. And then Jason is basically just terrorizing this spaceship that he is on, where this team found him on Earth, which is like uninhabitable, completely ruined. So they start traveling back to Earth 2, also another TV show, and shit goes down. And of course, Evil gets an upgrade. Jason gets the new mask and the new machete and everything. It's awesome. It's so good. Like, to be perfectly honest, I don't know why we haven't done this on B-Movie Mania yet. Probably should. Either on the podcast, maybe the marathon. Our 10th marathon is coming up soon. And this is called Jason X. And I don't know if you know this, but X stands for 10. So, might have to give that a little thought, Cheers. Polish this off. I've been drinking this the whole movie, so. But yeah, seriously, love this thing, love this movie. It's goofy, obviously. It's stupid in a lot of ways, but also it's like well put together. In my opinion, it is well put together. You notice my Camp Crystal Lake shirt right there. Kicking it old school. And there's some really fun stuff in here where they develop like a holodeck program, basically. And to distract Jason. And he goes back to Crystal Lake in the 80s in this holodeck scene. It is fantastic. If you haven't seen this movie, I implore you to check it out. Some DVD special features on the back here. Quick look at the back. I don't know. Another all access pass, film commentary, and all your usual stuff. A documentary, The Many Lives of Jason Voorhees, documentary on the history of Jason. Another documentary, By Any Means Necessary, The Making of Jason X. See, this is back when DVDs were the shit, and so you just load up your DVD with special features because it's the cool thing to do. Wish that that was still the case, but what are you going to do? Oh, and there's also some DVD-ROM content, script to screen, a link to the original website. I'm going to try this after I'm done recording and see if that still works. And something called a hotspot. I don't know. So like, go to your local pawn shop or like a Mega Replay or something like that. Pick up Jason X. I'm telling you, you're not going to regret it. Leave a comment down below. Happy Friday the 13th. Let me know what your 2 favorite Friday the 13th movies are in the entire series, because I'm sure that they are not these 2. And that's okay, different strokes for different folks. I like bad shit. If you guys know me, you know that. What are you gonna do? Thumbnail time, here we go. Thank you very much for watching. Get that right. Hold on, should we do that maybe? What do you guys think? Let's do that. That might be controversial, having Jason Goes to Hell up front there. Thank you for watching.